I hopped on here real quick because I'm gonna make some dinner rolls, and I thought I'd go ahead and videotape it again so you could watch me make the rolls. And this afternoon, I'm gonna be going out to Eric's again, and he's gonna be grilling some different things on a different kind of a grill. And I wanted to videotape that, so I'm gonna let you watch me make these rolls this morning, and in case you wanted to see it again. Okay, if you don't want to see it again, then don't watch it. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna do, I put 2 cups of milk in the microwave for 2 minutes and 45 seconds, and you can put it in there. Depends on the power of your microwave, but I used to put it in there for 3 minutes because I had a stronger microwave, and I'm not sure if this one's as strong, so I'm only going to do it for 2 minutes and 45 seconds. And it needs to come to a scald, and a scald is when you put milk in a pan on the stove and you bring up the temperature on it. You don't want to bring it to a boil because that's too hot for it. But when you raise the pan up and the milk starts sticking to the side of the pan, then you know that's called a scald. And that's about all the warmer that you want this milk. So it's just got a few seconds left. And also what I wanted to show you was I'm going to make it in this mixer over here because I haven't made my yeast bread in it yet, and I want to see how it does because it kneads up everything really, really good. So that's what I'm up to this morning, and I'll get this milk out, and I will put the milk in there. I'm going to melt a stick of butter, so I'll put it in there right now, taking the milk out. And the milk kind of does stick to the side of this measuring cup. Okay. So we're going to put it. And I've got my paddle in here. Can you see that okay? This is the paddle that goes in, and I'm gonna pour my milk in. That's 2 cups. 2 cups of milk. And we're gonna check on the butter, and it's not quite melted. Oops. My fingers are going. And I'm going to put a 1/2 cup of potato flakes because I don't have any mashed potatoes today. You don't have to do the potato flakes if you don't want to. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a cup of warm water just from the faucet and about bath water. Baby bath water temperature. You can test it with your arm. Okay. And I'm going to put two tablespoons of yeast in here. And I'm going to steal some of my sugar over here and put in it. Okay. Check the butter. Yep, and it's melted. This is 1 stick of butter. I'm going to add to the milk. Okay. going to get my little whisker out, and I'm going to stir this yeast up over here and get it dissolved. I think I'm going to move the camera back over here a minute. It's not close enough for you. I'll stir this yeast all up. And then I'm going to rinse this measuring cup out that I had the milk in, and transfer the yeast over here, because this has got to raise up, and it doesn't have room in there. I must have broke my 2-cup measuring cup, and that's what I'm gonna have to get another one. So I'm gonna set that right there. And we'll get an egg out. One egg, and I'm gonna whip it up a little bit with this mixer, my whisk. Okay, and that'll be ready. Now I'm not gonna put it in yet because the milk is really hot and the butter's really hot, so I don't want to cook the egg. Then I'm going to put in 2.5 teaspoons of salt into the milk. 1 teaspoon. Two and a half. 2.5 teaspoons of salt. Okay. Then I'm going to put in a cup of sugar. Mix this up a little bit. Bring the camera back over here. I'm going to add 1 cup of flour. Let that be working. Add the 2nd cup of flour. I'm going to show you how the yeast is doing. See how it's bubbling up? So nice. And it'll be ready to put in there in just a minute. I've got 2 more cups of flour sitting here ready. Now, sometimes instead of sugar in my bread, I add honey. But you have to leave out a little bit of the liquid if you use honey. I'm not sure exactly what that measurement is, but if you want a different taste, you can add honey for the sweetener, and it's really good too. So, we've got our milk in there. We've got our butter in there, and salt. And we're getting ready to put the yeast in. Just pour that right in there. And we've got the potato flakes in there. And we've got 2 cups of flour. I've got 2 cups of flour over here ready to go in. I'm going to go ahead and put the egg in. Sorry about moving this camera around so much. I'm going to go ahead and put in the 3rd cup of sugar, or cup of flour. And the 4th. Brush that all down. This is number 5. I don't know why that one wants to get on there, but it does. Oops, that looked like it just came loose a little bit. It did. Okay, here we go. Then I've got 1 more cup. This is number 6. And I am going to add, sometimes you could put 7 in there. In my other mixer, I couldn't put 7 cups because it would rise up to the top of the mixer and get into the beaters and up into where they go into the mixer. And would be a mess, so I couldn't add quite as much flour. So here's about another 1/2 cup, so that's 6.5. I need to quit banging while I'm talking. 6.5 cups of flour. And I'm going to turn this on and I'm going to let it knead. Oops. I just don't have that latched good or what. Maybe it needs to go a different way. Okay, anyway, while that's kneading, I'm going to set the timer for about 2 minutes. And so that wasn't hard to do. And it mixed up really quick. I think the hardest part would be to heat the milk and fix the yeast water. It's real easy to do. You've watched me, you've seen how I done it, you've seen how quick it was. And if you don't have a mixer, you can do this by hand, but I can't do that anymore, so that's why I use a mixer. But I do a lot of my things in the mixer. My biscuits, the yeast rolls, I do my pie crust in the mixer, and a lot of things that I can't use my arm for. So anyway, I hope you can hear me over that mixer, but when I get that done, I'm going to put it out in a bowl, and it will have oil in it. And I put the dough in here and move it all around and get the oil all over the dough. Then I'll cover this and let it raise till it comes to the top of this bowl. You can see how big this bowl is. And when it gets that up like that, I'll be back to show you how I roll out the rolls, okay? See you in a little bit. Okay, I'm back on here. I had my breakfast, I went to church online, and the dough raised up wonderful. See, it's clear to the top of the pan, and it only took it just a little over 30 minutes to do because it was warmer in here today. So what I'm gonna do is put it out on my counter, which I have sanitized. Oh boy, that just come right out, didn't it? And I could have put a little more flour in this, but I want them to be nice and moist too. And I'm gonna work in just a little bit of flour. You can tell when it's still real moist on top, but it's fine. You could put it in there just like this, but I'm going to work a little flour in it. And then I'm going to divide this dough up and only do half of it right now while you're watching. And so I don't want to take time to do the whole thing because it'll take so long, and all you need to do is watch me do the first pan. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to divide this dough the best I can in half. And I want to try to get 24 rolls out of each piece. So I think I got this one a little more than I should have. And I'm going to put this back in the bowl for now. Ooh. Okay. And I usually make a long piece of dough like this. Well, that's not right. I only need 12 I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm going to do 24 rolls, so I only need 12 rolls out of this amount right here. So I'm going to cut it in half. I've got my pans oiled. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Hope you can see me okay. Put them in this pan right here. I'm going to do the same thing to that other piece of dough that I put back in the bowl. Do it the same way, and I'll put the rolls over there. I'm making these a little smaller than I normally do. I usually put 20 in a bigger pan than this. Okay, what I'm doing is the same thing I do to my biscuits. I dip the biscuit into the oil and turn it over so that the top of it has oil on it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This pan is a little bit bigger than that pan, so I may go ahead and pinch off some dough to finish. I need one more biscuit in here. Huh, that's where my problem was, right there. These really need to be touching. So I'm gonna do 3 more biscuits in here. One, and the other pan may be a little shy, but that's okay, it's a little bit smaller. Okay, and one more for this pan here. And these will take about 30 minutes to raise. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna set these over here on the stove because it's warm. The stove is warm, the oven's on. The oven is on 350, and let me wash my hands off real quick. When I bake these, I will bake them at 350 for 30 minutes. I'll check them at 20 to make sure that these, because they are smaller than what I usually make. And I'm going to go ahead and roll these out and get them in that pan there. and then I'll go ahead and bake them. And I may not come back and show them. Hi everybody, I'm out here at the palace with Eric, and he's getting ready to cook up some stuff. I'm gonna let him tell you what kind of grill he's using and what he's getting ready to do.
Hi, we got a Blackstone flat iron grill. We're gonna do some stir fry on with some Italian sausage and some Johnsonville brats, a lot of vegetables. Okay.
Okay, how soon do you have to,
Put the meat on right now. That's 2 pounds of Italian sausage. This is our cut up squash and our sausages.
And what kind of sausage is that? Kielbasa?
Johnsonville sausage.
Oh, Johnsonville brats and
I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of coleslaw cut up on there, cabbage cut up on there. I'm gonna let that cook, and once that cooks down a little bit, we'll come back and show you what we're doing next.
Okay, while he's doing that, I'm gonna pan out here to the patio again, see if you can, the sun's shining on so bright I can't hardly. This is the deck out here. It's such a nice day today. And okay. Alrighty, we'll be back in a little bit.
Okay, got her cooked down. We're gonna add our mushrooms in now.
About how long do you think this took to cook all this? Well, how long before it'll be done?
It'll be done here in probably another 15 or 20 minutes. I'm letting it simmer real slow now, so all the flavors get in it. So I got the grill on low, and everything's just kind of cooking together here.
It's gonna be good.
All right. Okay.
And I brought the rolls out here. We're gonna have a roll with our stir fry. Okay, we'll be back.
All right, it's all done. Ready to take it off.
It's got a roll over here on the grill getting warm. Might put another one too on there.
I really want to get this off. We'll get this off. Okay.
Looks yummy. We're gonna go eat up. Oh man, that looks good. Okay, we'll see you later.